Good evening everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Amun. I speak about my creative journey and my passion projects. Now, in terms of a general update, I have not filmed in over a week because I have had a pretty bad flu. So I have taken a week or so to just rest, and I still got a bit of a cold, but I'm definitely much better than I have been. And I've missed filming, I've missed my creative pursuits. So this week I am bringing them back, and actually I am going to be starting a creative scrapbook. Initially, I thought this would be my writing journal, but I've decided that I want it to be a bit more of a scrapbook because I want to note down kind of the books that I'm reading. I want to maybe do some doodling. I just want to just make it a scrapbook for all of my creative endeavors and pursuits, and just have a fun outlet that I can just kind of document my journey. And so that is what I'm going to be starting this week. Now, the past few weeks, I have actually been collecting a few bits and pieces for this, starting off with when I did a solo creative retreat in London a few weeks ago, which is a separate video if you would like to have a look. That is already up on my channel. During this, on the last day, I actually went to a museum and I managed to pick up a really cute journal that is going to be what I use for this creative scrapbook. So this is what I ended up picking up to use as my scrapbook. Let's just open it up quickly here. On the front it says "In Art We Trust," which I thought was just perfect since I knew I wanted this to be for a creative scrapbook. It's very cute and slender, and when you open it up it is pink, which I absolutely love. And it also has this pink divider, which is super cute, and also I think it's so much easier to use any kind of journal or anything when there is a divider in there. So yeah, this is what I will be using and I'm excited to start. There are a few other things that I picked up for this as well. Starting off with, so I actually got this glue tape, which I think will be super fun just to use on this scrapbook. I of course also got stickers. I got quite a few stickers. One of the sets is kind of like got bits of food and coffee and cupcakes and stuff, which is fun. This one also has similar features but in black and white. And then this final one has just got like cute stars and things like that. So these will be fun additions to add. Finally, today I actually picked up these post-it notes. So they're just like small post-it notes of different colors. I think I will also use these when I annotate my books, and I just want this journal to just freely document my creative journey and just have something to look back on. Just going to be a hub for my creativity and just to have a little bit of fun. And in terms of actually a reading update, if you didn't already know, I'm currently reading Onyx Storm. Yes, I'm still about a month late because I was previously reading Iron Flame when this book came out. So it took me a minute to catch up. I will probably finish this, if not tonight, then tomorrow. And I'm really enjoying the book. I didn't love Iron Flame, so I was unsure how to feel going into this book. However, I've really enjoyed this book. I've been entertained the whole time. I'm enjoying the fact that we're going on these little side quests. I'm enjoying the friendships that are forming that we're getting to see a bit more often, because I felt like that was a little bit lacking in the previous book. But that is my update and that is my plan for this week. Hello, so it's been a few hours since I finished reading Onyx Storm, and as a bit of a backlog to this, I didn't enjoy Iron Flame. I felt like there were two main reasons for this. Firstly, the relationship between Violet and Xaden started to feel quite trivial. And secondly, I felt like there were a lot of friendships or characters that were brought in at the start of the story and then we just didn't see them for majority of the book, or they really showed up once or twice and then disappeared again. And I didn't enjoy that. So when I was going in to read Onyx Storm, I wasn't really sure what to expect. However, I really enjoyed the book. I found it quite entertaining. I enjoyed the relationship between Violet and Xaden. I also enjoyed the friendships, the sibling dynamics. I felt we got a lot more of those character dynamics that I was hoping for in Iron Flame, but I didn't feel like we got enough of it in there. And so I really enjoyed those in Onyx Storm. Overall, I'm giving this book a 4-star rating because I found it entertaining. I also enjoyed being able to see other aspects of the world because we saw kind of different islands and things and getting a better understanding of the world building itself. So that was really fun, and it was definitely something that I looked forward to read throughout my, I think, 2 weeks that I've been reading this, or maybe a week. So yeah, I really enjoyed Onyx Storm, and I think it's predicted to be 2 years until the next book of this series comes out, so it's quite a while. I might not be right about that, so don't quote me, but from what I understand, it's going to be quite a while till we get the next installment of this series. But overall, I enjoyed Onyx Storm. And in terms of my creative scrapbook, I have not started it yet, but I do hope to start it tonight, in which case I will definitely show you what I'm doing as I go along with it. Good morning. It has been such a fun week. We finished reading Onyx Storm. We started a creative scrapbook. It has been sunny the past couple of days and it's still like a complete blue sky. So I can feel the energy of spring and I am loving it. My creative scrapbook, I absolutely loved doing this. So I worked on it on Tuesday evening and I've also updated it on the past couple of days as well. And it's just been so much fun to be able to see like a wrap up of my creative endeavors since like last year and to be able to just flick through them. Like I have loved just opening it and seeing how it looks and being able to look at what I've done, what I've read. And it's just been such a fun like side project, like little scrapbook to have. I'm so excited to continue doing this. I don't know how often I'm going to work on it. I think I'm going to let it be quite intuitive in terms of how often I update it. But I definitely want to continue with the scrapbook. It's just been fun to not only do, but to also then look at. Like this morning, I opened it and I looked at it and it just made me smile. So I'm so happy that I've started it. And if you haven't got your own creative scrapbook, I highly suggest you do start to make one because it's so much fun. What I did for mine is the first page, I actually did a page dedicated to 2024 because last year is really when I started to embrace my creative passions again for the first time in many, many years. I started off the year sketching, drawing, and painting again. And then as I entered autumn and winter, I started to read fiction books. I read a duology and I also read the A Court of the ACOTAR series. And these books just really threw me down the world of not only reading, but specifically fantasy reading. And I loved it and I never want to leave again. And that was just so much fun. They helped me enjoy and embrace the colder, darker seasons. And this was also when I started to write again. I haven't written in a very long time, haven't done creative writing in many, many years. And it was actually the first time that I've started to actually draft a novel. And yeah, it's been so much fun. All of these I have brought into 2025, but it's been fun to see like one page dedicated to just a really quick summary of 2024. Then the second page, I did a bit of a summary for the past couple of months for the first 2 months of 2025, so January and February. This has included the books that I've read and the project that I'm working on, and then just kind of like a little bit of a diary entry almost. And the next page, I wrote a little bit about the solo creative retreat that I went on at the end of January, beginning of February, because that was so much fun. So that is what I have added in there at the moment. And it's been fun to also reflect and remember what I have read, what I have worked on, because it's so easy to forget. And it brought me so much excitement to write about, to journal about, to just look at, to flick through. So I'm very excited to continue working on this. I'm so happy I've started it. Yes, love it. Now, next I want to speak about Onyx Storm. I loved this book. Now, when I finished reading Iron Flame, I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue the series because I really didn't enjoy Iron Flame. However, I had already ordered Onyx Storm, so I already had the book. So I decided to just read it and give it a go, and I'm so glad I did. This book was 4 star for me. I really enjoyed it. I am excited to continue the series now. There are a lot of things that are left in question. I love the side quests, I love the relationship, the friendship dynamics, the bit more of the world building and the more of the society and the story at large as well, which was really fun to get into in this book. I enjoyed it a lot. So when I finished reading this book on the train, my reaction was very muted for 2 reasons. Firstly, I was surrounded by people. Secondly, there was so much information thrown at us at the end of the book that I think I was just trying to digest it and understand what was going on, what had happened, just trying to figure it out in my head. So what you saw was me trying to understand what I had just read because it was a lot of information. And now that I've had a few days to digest it, I want to speak about it. I want to speak about a few specifics. So the remainder of this video will be spoilers about Onyx Storm. So if you haven't read it and you don't want any spoilers, then please exit the video now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. And if you have already read Onyx Storm or you don't mind about hearing about spoilers, then let's get into it, okay? Firstly, I really enjoyed getting to read other people's POVs, other characters. So I hope we get to see more of that in later books. In Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, we only got a Xaden POV at the end of the book or like as a bonus chapter. So it was nice that these were actually included in the actual book. However, I do hope that we get to read a book that has different POVs throughout the novel rather than just at the end. But I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed seeing other aspects of what was going on, other characters' emotions and feelings and their voices and what they've been experiencing. I really enjoyed it. In terms of side characters, I missed Brennan in this book because he wasn't part of the side quest. We didn't get to see him much, so I really missed Brennan. I want to see him much more. Mira, I don't have much attachment to Mira, so the fact that she almost died, it didn't really impact me, and I feel like that is something that was missing in this book, like the impact. Like I haven't felt that impact since Fourth Wing when Liam died, and I don't really feel that impact through this book. Even when Quinn died, I didn't really have much of an attachment to her, so it didn't really feel like much. So that is something that was lacking a little bit in this book for me. But in terms of other side characters, Dane, I really do hope he gets a redemption arc because I think he deserves one. Yes, he made some mistakes, he messed up, but he has. I liked him when I first started reading Fourth Wing, and even when he did the things that he did, I still thought that he had the opportunity to redeem himself. So I hope we get to see it, and I hope we get to see it from his POV as well. I just want to see more of Dane, and yeah, I also want to see him and Sloane together. Obviously, this causes a lot of issues for Sloane because Dane is the technical reason for Liam's death, but I think they would be a fun, complicated dynamic to read about, to learn more about, to develop over the series. I think they would be really good together. I think there's a lot to explore with those two. So I really hope we get to see more of that. Auric. I love Auric. I think he might be my favorite side character. He's funny, he's smart, he's like helpful. I think he's great. I hope he ends up being the king. That does mean that Holden will have to die, which I don't think anyone's mad about, but I do want to see more of him. We didn't get his POV, I don't think. So I hope we get his POV and like more, just more of Auric. Yeah, that's all I want. Now let's speak about Violet and Xaden. So their relationship irritated me in Iron Flame. However, I really enjoyed their relationship with Onyx Storm. Kind of the separation, the yearning, what they were trying to deal with and overcome together. I enjoyed their development. Now, them getting married, first of all, love that. Secondly, I hope in the next book we get to actually see what happened, because Imogen was there. So hopefully we see her POV of the marriage. But I think that since Xaden has become Venin and he's either gone in hiding or he's gone to the Venin, the thing is, he's not full Venin, because if he was, he wouldn't have wanted to get married to Violet in order to protect her. He would have just left and that would be it. So he's still somewhat Xaden. So I think he's in hiding and he's trying to deal with what's going on. I also think Bodhi is the other person that has become Venin, because he was the next heir. And so for Xaden to get to a point to marry Violet in order to protect her so she could take over leadership, that must mean that Bodhi was the one that is Venin as well, because otherwise he would take leadership. So that is why I've come to the conclusion that Bodhi is also Venin, because we know it has to be someone that knew Xaden was dealing with this. He said it was someone like a brother to him, and because he's the one that would take over leadership, the fact that he becomes Venin means that who would the leadership go to? Then it's even more important for Xaden to get married to Violet so that she can be protected and she can become the leader. So that is my conclusion. Those are my like overall thoughts, I think, for Onyx Storm. And as I said, this has been such a fun week to just embrace my creative projects and have a lot more fun and freedom with it. So I'm very much looking forward to the next few weeks and months. I'm looking forward to the sun being out more often, for it to almost be summer, to enjoy spring and summer, and just have a very fun time with all of my creative endeavors and passion projects. That is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And other than that, I will see you in the next one. Bye.